It's like, what happened?
That. We can protest that.
What happened to you? What happened? Listen, Ashley Indigo. Just say the
That's what
words.
I want to know. We're not sure. Let's wait until everyone gets here and we can do the full briefing with everyone here.
No, my fists are already out.
No, it's okay. Okay, so
Look, you
put
can
them
tell us
into-
was it Ashley.
we don't know.
Don't
You can tell
know if it
Barney,
was.
make your type really tiny
It's, like,
so only
really
we can see
insane,
it.
you know. And then I was walking in, and there it
Somebody
was.
punched
It was
Barney in the
just-
face. Clem.
No.
No.
What? What happened?
Somebody assaulted
Okay.
Barney and we think it was Ashley Indigo.
Sorry to distract. Barney's doing great. He has great natural recovery.
Well, the headmistress asked me to come see you. All right. She wants you to come see her right away. Yes, I was in fact informed of what had happened last night. Apologies for the delay. I'm very sorry that this happened to you. If I had heard about it any sooner, you can rest assured that I would have been here with all haste. Ah, here it is. I've been looking for this. Yes, Mr. Dogwood.
Hey, Headmistress, what's that thing? The light thing. What is that?
Ah, it is a seeking spell, Miss Earthcloud. It's helping me find a passage from a book that I was interested in. You may... What, exactly? If I might have a look and see what you have on you right now, if it might be some sort of a cursed item. A curse? Like, I'm cursed? You might have a cursed item upon you, Mr. Dogwood, if I may have the permission to have a look. When you say have a look, what exactly do you mean? It doesn't appear that you have anything cursed upon you at the moment, Mr. Dogwood.
Headmistress?
Yes, Miss Earthcloud.
Headmistress, have we considered that maybe the hallway that that Barney was in had an object like a painting that could have been cursed and that's what happened?
The prefects have already checked the hallway, and Professor Flitwick has looked there as well. Unfortunately, nothing there seems to be cursed.
Yeah, I made him a cake and I knitted him a blanket. They seem happy.
You did what?
I just wanted them to have a really nice date, and so I knitted them a blanket to sit on for their picnic, and then, which I have to fix, because I knitted their names into it, and Maisie sounded a little upset that I did that. And then I baked them a 3-tier cake, but she was upset about that too, so now I'm only giving them one of the tiers, and the rest of the tiers will fall from my eyes later, but it's gonna be fine. I think it's okay that they're taking just one. It's smaller anyways, and that was the best flavor. That one's chocolate on the top.
You...
What?
When did you do all of this?
Well, last night after we left the hall, I sat outside with Clem, and after I accidentally cast a spell on her, we knitted a blanket, and then after that, when everybody went to bed, I went into the kitchens and baked a cake.
So I think I kind of like Olive for a while now. Since last year. And I kind of like Rosie kind of knows, and I think
Okay.
Maisie maybe knows. And I've like one time I made a joke with Olive, and I'm pretty sure that she, thankfully, I don't think she took it seriously. But I don't know what to do with that information.
So
I'm very confused now.
what if you told her?
That is the worst case scenario. At
That is
this
the
moment in time, that is the worst thing that could possibly happen. Actually,
Okay, what if it's not? Because what if the reason that
I don't believe you. No, I
that
don't believe
she-
you.
Okay, well, let's look this way. When we were talking about Barney and Rosie, and then me and Maisie. Maisie and I noticed a thing. So maybe that thing is that she feels like no one likes her that way.
I didn't know that everyone didn't know. I thought I was bringing up something that we all were aware of and just hadn't spoken about yet.
No,
So-
but then you were like acting all weird. Like, what's going on?
What do you mean acting
I thought I was gonna
weird?
be your griffin, you know, like the birds, like your parents, like the story.
Well, that was about something else, though. This is I just pointed out something that I thought we, all knew. I didn't think I was going to be starting something over it.
Well, in that case, do you like Rosie? Like Rosie?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you like Rosie? Do you like
Why would you think that?
Why would you not answer
Why
that?
would you? That's just coming out of nowhere.
Don't you?
Why would you think that?
Olive, please, it's me. You can tell me.
You aren't answering my question.
Do we need to cancel it or?
No.
No,
I made a cake.
you can't.
I said you just lay out the knitted blanket in a quiet hallway, or like, in like a dark corridor, and we can use some magic to put the fire with. There's a bluebell spell, and you can put it in a jar and light it up. It could still be nice. It doesn't matter where you're having the date. It's still a date.
We'll sort that. So when Maisie and I go on our date later, what's everyone else getting up to? Does anyone else have plans for later? Maybe you should make plans.
Schoolwork?
Maybe like do friend dates rather than, because obviously we only have one real date happening. So maybe you guys can do like a friend date. I think that's.
Oh, I've already delivered the picnic. The picnic will be waiting outside of the food room, the kitchens. I already made it so it's contactless delivery, and the blanket's there and everything's inside. So you just pick it up whenever you're ready. As agreed, I will not be there.
But I was at the table, and Olive was just like. She had like a magnifying glass and a little notepad and a strange hat, and she was just like, "Oh, looks here like Barney likes Rosie." I tried to just keep my mouth shut, but they were very confident, and it was just like a settled thing right away.
Honestly, I can't believe you didn't notice I was still sitting here, so thank you so much for enlightening me on how you normally speak about me once I leave the table. Good luck with that one. I don't think Rosie has the foggiest idea, but trust me when I say the rest of us kind of pieced it together, Barney, so good luck with that. See you later.
We find ourselves today just outside Charms classroom. Gryffindors are finishing up their Charms class. Everyone is getting up and getting their things together. And we see our Gryffindors getting up. Specifically Maisie. Maisie, how are you feeling right now?
Very anxious, very flustered. I think you see that it's like sweating, and her hair is like sort of half stuck to her face and like half stuck to her neck, and her eyes are kind of flitting about. She's trying to pack her things up really quickly, but you know when somebody tries to do things so quickly that it actually takes them twice the time because they keep drawing. So that's what's going on right now.
Books are sort of spilling out like all over your bag, and Clem, you and Olive are there as well. I think you both noticed this. You don't really have to make a roll or anything.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to get everything together and make it down to go and pick up the picnic as quickly as I can. Because like I know that Alex is going to be really worried about it, so I figured like if I did it and then he wouldn't have to worry about it, you know. So yeah.
Okay. Breathe. And then breathe again. Okay, good job. Could we help in any way or provide moral support?
I mean, what if I say the wrong thing? I think Alex thinks that I know the answers, you know, and that I know what to do, and I just like added. What if I say the wrong things, and then that means that I teach him the wrong things, even though I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. But
No. Okay. That's a lot of pressure for a first picnic date. If you say the wrong thing, it's Alex, and we're best friends, and he's not going to be like upset or angry with you if you say something wrong. That's kind of, I guess, the whole point of dating someone you're friends with, right? Is they know you, you trust them, and you know that they're not going to like assume the worst of you or not get, you know, what makes you Maisie and where you're coming from. So if you say the wrong thing, you know what you do? You take a moment and then you go, really shouldn't have said that. That was the wrong thing. And then you laugh about it, and he'll understand, okay? He'll get it.
But what if I don't know that it's wrong? Or what if he is mad but he doesn't tell me, and then I have to guess?
Okay, Clem, you tag in. I don't have an answer to that one.
Okay, well, here's the thing, is that I think that Alex knows you super well, and the easiest thing you can do is just be honest. You could be like, hey, I don't know how all of this works, and I'm figuring it along with you, and if we do it together, it'll be great, because you're the person I want to do that with, kind of thing, maybe?
Yeah, maybe I think figuring it out together is good. I was really excited this morning, and now I just feel like maybe this was a really bad decision. And
I think that feeling nervous is normal. If you didn't feel nervous, it wouldn't be normal. If you didn't feel this way, then you wouldn't be caring enough to even be going on a date, right? Like, being the nervous part is okay and normal and important, maybe even, but I think that
so dating is supposed to feel like this?
No. It's you know,
how do people enjoy it?
No, you know, like when you're in a play and when you're about to go on for the first time, you have those butterflies, but by the time that you take your bow at the end, it's really exciting, and everyone's throwing flowers at you and cheering and applauding. And that's what it's like. It's like the beginning, the first date. You're going to have the little standing in the wings butterflies, and then by the end, everyone's going to throw flowers at you and cheer.
Yeah.
So.
And everything important is always big and kind of unknown, but the unknown is scary, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad.
Right.
I'm sure that as soon as you see him, you'll just be happy to spend time with him, and you won't be thinking so much about you'll be excited to hang out with him. You guys are just hanging out together. It's just picnic plus picnic.
It's like it's no real difference to yesterday, except it is because I've had time to think about it, and yeah.
I think it's going to be like usual, except maybe some prolonged eye contact. But other than that, I think it's just going to be like hanging out, you know?
Prolonged eye contact.
Only if you're comfortable with the prolonged eye contact. But
is there anything else that I need to know? Because I want to do it right.
I don't.
We
think
said the
that
thing about
I'm
the eye contact. We did the bit about that. Yeah.
asking questions about him. You know, like,
And
do you like?
that's true. Asking questions is always a good fallback. If you're nervous and the conversation's not flowing, it's nice to have one or two topics that you can, bring up and ask about. And Olive's gonna kind of flash a look at Clem like,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you know Alex better. You know Alex really well, maybe better than all of us, and so you know some of the stuff that he's interested in talking about. I mean, you could ask him about a book that he's reading right now, or you could ask him what his favorite curse is, or something.
oh, and when in doubt, commenting on the food is always a good idea.
Food, always. Yes, so food.
Because then that's easy. If he's nervous too, he can also go, "Ooh, yes, I'm liking this thing that Rosie made," and "Ooh, no, this flavor." It's takes the pressure off a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever do you ever think that, like, if you're a person that's like a bumblebee, like a, and then you date another person that's like a bumblebee, like a, and then together maybe you're a bit like, and maybe actually a bumblebee should date a I don't know, something that doesn't buzz quite so intensely.
Yes, but bumblebees make hives together, and that's where we get honey from. So I feel like maybe...
So it could be sweet.
It could be sweet. It could be really sweet. Yeah. And
Okay.
especially if you know each other's buzz and you buzz in the right frequency,
And I think we do know each other's, All right, questions, topics about the books, about the cars, eye contact, talk about the food, know each other's bzz. I've written it all down so I won't forget it.
Yeah.
Thank you
I think
very much.
I think you're ready.
I think I am. I think I'm ready, and I'm ready to go. I just feel like quite negative, and I don't want to, I really wish that this had been impromptu instead of planned.
Well, then maybe for your second date, you should surprise Alex and do something impromptu.
Oh, you think?
I think that could be a nice idea.
Oh, that's a great idea.
One day at a time and everything. But I think that's a really fun idea, and then it gives you something to look forward to. So
That's a great idea. But first things first. Today.
it's going to be great.
Good. Yeah, you're going to be great.
And then the only thing that we haven't covered, which is probably, I would say, the number one most important thing about dating, and truly the importance of it cannot be stressed enough. You do have to tell us everything when you get back to the common room at the end of it.
That's not the rule. See, I don't know
is,
much,
it
but I do
is.
know that isn't
No.
a rule.
That's a rule.
I'm so
Yeah, it is
sorry, but you're not
absolutely.
allowed to go if you don't come back and then tell us every
Well,
single thing while we
I'm
drink hot
sorry.
chocolate.
I'm going to break the rules, and look. It's the thing is, if you guys were invited to the date, you would be invited to the date, but you're not invited to the date, so you won't be invited to the date afterwards.
I am very very impressed with the boundary you're putting up, but I'm very upset with the boundary you're putting up right now.
I'm just saying.
Okay, and
You
that's
wait and
okay.
You wait until we start dating, and you want to hear everything about
Yeah, it's
our
true.
experiences, and then we're going to look at you and go, well, you weren't included on the date, so you're
Yeah,
not
Olive
included
and I
in the
are going to
post
go on a
date.
date, and then you're not going to be able to. We're not going to tell you anything about how it went.
I think you should. When are you going?
What?
On a date? I think Clem might have
I was making an analogy, you know. We were doing the whole thing where we give examples of when Maisie would be upset if we didn't tell all the details, right? That we were doing that. That was what we were doing. So I was just joining in on that. Obnoxiously, I'll give you that. It was obnoxious.
I would like to read Olive, please.
Okay. 12.
What? Wow. Okay. How are they feeling?
Olive's feeling really embarrassed and very exposed.
How do they see me?
Oh, she thinks you're making fun of her.
Okay.
Yeah. She thinks that she trusted you with something and you're throwing it back in her face.
Well, I mean, no, I knew that. I just thought, well, you guys were saying about tonight, and so I thought maybe you... I'm sorry, Olive. I was just trying to think that maybe you guys could hang out, while I was on a date, and then, you know, you could pretend to be secret, and then I'd be secret, and then we could have hot chocolate later and laugh about it. Just sort of elbow Olive a little bit.
I would like to read Maisie.
Go for it. You can ask one question.
Okay.
This is a big one.
This is a big one. How are they feeling? How you feeling?
So anxious. Oh my god, so anxious. Anxious, guilty, confused, unsure. And in a desperate attempt to resolve.
Resolve. Do I have an indication of resolve which thing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay. Dang.
That was it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just thought, of course, Olive and I were gonna hang out while we were. I figured that we would all be hanging out, while you guys were going out.
So, like, I don't know, maybe we can reconvene in the common room later and then have that hot chocolate. Like, elbow Olive again and smile at her and have that hot chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good.
You okay?
Okay. Cool. Do you need any help getting your books or anything back to the... Do you want me to take your stuff back to the common room and then you can go and pick up the picnic?
Honestly, I think I need to go back to the common room anyway because my hair is all stuck to my head and my neck, and I don't feel that's a good way to start a date. So maybe I'll just kind of freshen up and put something else on, like nothing too like flashy or anything, just a bit fresh.
Yeah.
Let's head back then.
And off you
Yeah.
go. Meanwhile, Rosie, what are you doing? You just got out of class as well. Defense Against the Dark Arts. It's kind of close to Charms, but not really. Like, you'd have to go, I think, a little bit out of your way to meet up with them.
Yeah, I'm probably not. They're going to their date currently, right? And I know that they're going to pick it. Okay, how far am I at Charms from the kitchens?
So Charms, I think, is off of the middle courtyard. I just think it's, I think it's on the second floor. But so you kind of like have to go pretty far. The kitchens are like down the stairs, basically.
The other option is dinner, right? Because we probably go to dinner after 5th period. Okay. I think that I'm gonna go back to my common room, even though it's a long walk, and stake out them picking up the picnic basket to make sure they get everything okay, because I think Rosie would be really worried.
Are you rushing there?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like, things are falling out of my pockets. I'm bumping into, oh, sorry. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Like, rushing past things, getting stuck on the wall, bumping into the knights in shining armor.
There's a lot of like, hey, look out! Careful!
Sorry. It's a bathroom emergency. I've gotta pee.
And we see Rosie's sort of charging on back to the dorm. Rosie, give me a quickly and quietly.
Oh,
Quick and
that's
quiet.
why would you ask for that role? That's a
No
silly
reason.
role
Everything's
to
fine.
ask for. But that's with my relationship to Maisie, right? Or Alex, because I'm trying to get to see them, so I'm rushing to see them. Okay.
You're nowhere nearby. You might be thinking of them, but I don't know.
Worth a shot.
Okay. Rosie, you're like rushing down the stairs, and then you start getting like out of breath.
Excuse me. I'm like holding up traffic. I'm really sorry. I was running, so I'm just gonna breathe here. And she pulls out a cookie. She just stops to take a little cookie break on the stairs, the moving stairs, probably. Just. Sorry. And she's like smushing herself against the wall, so she's not in people's way, but she's just gonna stop. She has to stop for a cookie break. She's run too far now.
You hear the voice of Rain, sort of breathing a little bit heavy. She's rushing down the stairs. Rosie, you forgot your books.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Here's a cookie. Oh, I bit that one. Here's another cookie. It's chocolate chip, I think. Raisin. Oatmeal raisin. I was
a
just
little potato flavored.
here's this one. I think those are M&Ms.
No, I just mean it has some mash on it.
Oh, do you want me to wash it off, or are you good with that? I think potato and chocolate actually goes really well together, and it's needs to be talked about more, but it's simply not.
I think I'm all right.
Okay, thanks for grabbing my books. I was in a hurry because I have to pee, but I don't like to pee anywhere but the dormitory. So,
But you've peed your dress many times.
it's a special pee.
All
I'm on my
right.
period. I started my period, and I have to go to the bathroom. And so I just want to go back to the dorm to go because that makes me more comfortable.
Do you need any help with your books?
Oh,
or
no,
anything?
please don't. No, don't help me, please, with that.
No, not with that. I just, if you needed help with your books or anything.
No, maybe if you could just apologize to anybody that seems disgruntled with me for the running. That'd be nice.
I think there was a Slytherin that was thinking about cursing you.
Oh, well, that would not be nice, but I understand why they would be frustrated. Do you think they would like a package of cookies? Do you know their names? What about mashed potatoes?
No, I think they were 6th year.
6th year. I'm just gonna send the 6th year Slytherins a huge baker's dozen of cookies. My bad. I'm sorry about that. I should probably get going, because otherwise, you know.
Right? Okay. If you need to talk about anything, you know, you can talk to me.
Thank you, Rain. That is so thoughtful, and the same goes to you. I am always outside doing yoga, so I'm sure you know that. Or I'm in the kitchens, or I'm with Bucket. So those are the 3 places you could look for me. Sometimes I'm in class, and sometimes I'm in the bathroom. Actually, sometimes I'm at dinner or breakfast or lunch, too. So if you just remember all of those places, then you can find me probably.
All right.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to dip as quickly as possible. I'm sorry, I thought she was falling off the couch.
And yeah, you just kind of try to peel yourself away and rush off again. And you start taking like 2 steps at a time. You start sort of rushing off, and you charge off back towards the common room. And this time you sort of get there without too many issues or anything. You knock the secret knock on the barrel, and the barrel sort of slides open.
Oh, I'm not going in. I'm gonna hide outside. Like behind. I assume there's like extra barrels. I'm gonna try to hide behind some of the barrels so that I can see them grab the picnic basket.
Okay. You are positioning yourself. Give me another quick and quiet.
I would say this one would most definitely be with my relationship with food, since I know the kitchen so well.
Sure, why not?
That was a convincing argument. Thank you very much. Should have taken debate in high school. See what that did? That's a partial success.
Yeah, it had no bearing on it, but that was good anyway. Okay, you can be quick or quiet. Which are you?
I am opening up the move sheet. I am gonna be quiet.
Okay.
I'm gonna carefully and quietly climb behind the barrels. Not quick.
Fair enough. You climb behind some of the barrels and things, filled with various foodstuffs, potatoes and veggies mostly. You can probably smell like 1 or 2 rotten potatoes in the bunch, which is a horrible, horrible smell.
I think she's unfazed by the rotten smell, I'll be honest with.
Actually toxic for those that didn't know. Yeah. But you make your way behind some of the barrels. Now, where have you placed this picnic basket?
So, okay, I don't understand fully the setup. What I imagine is there's like a room of storage, like barrels and like boxes of food, and then there's like a door to the kitchen, and then like a door to the Hufflepuff common room. Like there's like a sort of like a middle ground, so that it's not open completely to students going in and out, because to me that sounds disgusting, and Rosie being in the kitchens is gross enough. So I think that she's like behind some of the storage barrels, and the picnic basket I said I would place outside of the kitchen, so it's probably like across from near the Hufflepuff entrance, but by the door to the kitchens.
What does it look like?
The picnic basket?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a basket I found in the storage room. It's probably handcrafted by some ancient and now dead wizard or witch, and it's got like, I have a bow tied to the outside of it. If you were to try to pick it up, you know that it's heavy, and you don't know why. She said she went easy on the meal, but she actually just packed 4 portions of each of their favorite meal. just in case they were super hungry. It also only has 1-tier cake, but the blanket is also inside silverware, actual glass cups, like a glass bottle of water. It looks like you set up a tiny cafe restaurant meal inside a basket.
And you just have this sort of casually placed on some things.
It's on some crates, steadily placed on some crates outside of the door.
Okay. Just out there?
See, why are you gonna try to steal my basket?
I'm asking a question.
No, it's well guarded. No, it's just on a basket outside the kitchen. She moved it at lunch. It's just been sitting there.
Okay.
I'm now guarding it, if that counts.
Mm-hmm. So, as you wait behind the barrels, waiting for the intended recipients.
Uh-huh.
Give me a notice something.
Okay. Is this with my relationship with food? Because my eye's on the basket?
No.
Okay. I notice everything.
Sure.
Nothing goes amiss.
When you position yourself behind the barrels and whatnot, you notice that the picnic basket is open.
Okay.
You can ask me some questions. Get
Okay.
two of 'em.
Is there anyone or anything sneaking around?
I think we see like the Terminator vision as soon as Rosie notices that the picnic basket has been opened, and it's that sort of like night vision with like a red reticle that has like zooms in on the picnic basket, and we see Rosie looking around for any other students that might have come nearby, and we can see there's two boys that have quite obviously taken some things from the picnic basket. They're not near it now, but it looks like they have started to eat some of the food from the picnic basket.
Okay, I'm sorry. What do they look like? Who are these boys? Do I know them?
Sure, let's find out. Do me a favor and roll me a d4. Okay. You do not know them. They are Ravenclaw students, however.
Okay, Rosie is not quick or quiet. She's not quiet. She's not hiding. She's scrambling over the barrels and she's hey! Put it down!
They look at you and their eyes go wide.
Is that your picnic basket that you carefully crafted for an entire evening for your friend's date?
They book it.
They're leaving?
They run.
They're running?
Yep,
I'm
running.
chasing them.
Rosie starts stomping after them, wildly swinging her arms and screaming as they rush off with some stolen food from the picnic basket. Meanwhile, Alex. You and Barney are just getting out of your class, which was History of Magic. Are you still awake, Alex?
I think so, unless this is a dream.
Barney reaches over and pinches you.
Oh, okay, it's not a dream. You're so pinchy. Your pinch is too pinchy. Have a less pinchy pinch.
I don't know what that means, but...
I mean neither, but yeah.
Do you have everything ready?
For... Right. my brain closed down and I forgot. I was supposed to have things ready.
You know, just like the usual things. Like, do you have something for your breath?
Want? What?
Your
A
breath.
breath?
All
I'm
right.
breathing fine. I don't.
Just breathe on me. No, give me a good one. No, don't blow on me. Breathe.
Oh!
It's not great.
No?
No. Look, I've got some peppermint humbugs. You want some?
I guess. Yeah, I guess. Sure. That's important, right?
Well, yeah. If
Okay.
you're going to be talking to her, you don't want to smell bad, right? Did you do a check? Did you do one of those? That's what my dad always does.
Give me a peppermint humbug for each armpit, too.
No, don't do that.
No? I thought that... Okay, sorry.
Eat the peppermint humbugs. You don't.
Right, of course.
It's got
Yep.
sugar. That can't be good for under your arm.
Okay, then, what should I do? What else do I need? Do I need more flowers? I didn't get more
Go
flowers.
to the bathroom first and wash under your arms.
Okay, but I need to go and get the basket real quick. Like I'm supposed to meet after dinner. I think I'll be okay. It's not too bad. Is it bad?
I'm not smelling that. The breath was
Okay, I think
enough,
it's-
Alex.
It's. Oh yeah. Okay. I think the breath's the bigger issue. Thank you for the humbug. So what else?
Well, do you like know what you're going to talk about?
No.
Okay. Maybe.
Should I?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure you'll come up with something to talk about.
But Maisie just said, "You just show up and be you, and everything will be fine." So I was like, "Okay, I just won't worry about it." Should I have worried about it, or?
No. Everything will be
Oh,
fine.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
You don't sound super sure. Are you super sure?
Yeah. Super sure.
Okay. I guess I should head off and. Oh no, Barney,
What?
you're meeting up with everyone else, right?
Yeah, he's going to have dinner.
Yeah, I'm at Olive. That happened, and you're gonna be there.
Right.
And Rosie will be there too. So you've got two. So what I'm saying is, good luck. I think you have it tougher than me actually, just now. So
Maybe I'll keep dinner light.
yeah, maybe that's the way. Maybe that's the way to go. Just stop by, just feel out how things are, and if they seem too dangerous, then just quickly retreat. Don't make any sudden movements. Try to avoid eye contact. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Well, I'll catch up with you in the dorm, I guess, and
Yeah. Good luck.
okay, I'm gonna go now. Good luck to you too. Bye. I start heading down towards the kitchens.
Start heading down towards the kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of range, you can hear your name being called. Alex? Alex?
So who? Where?
You turn and see Gail Greytwig making her way towards you.
Oh, hi, Gail.
Hi, Alex.
Hi.
So, how did you like that lesson?
Well, but that's assuming I liked it. Or heard it.
You weren't listening?
It was. But sure, it was a good lesson. Sorry, I have to go. I have a thing. I have a previous thing. Can I help you with a thing? With some other thing that's very quick? Because that's what it'd have to be.
Are you heading to dinner?
Yeah, sure. But it's a
We can walk together.
It's a private dinner. I'm in a rush. I'm going to be moving quickly, and well, only one of us should lose points for rushing in the hall. So, I have to
Make a convince roll for me, please, Alex.
I can do that.
Can you?
A 9.
Choose one from the list.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with they need proof. Sorry, I have to rush. It's a date and it's important.
A date?
Yep. I have a date. That's a thing I'm doing. So I have to rush off and
Is it with
do
Maisie?
that. Yes, actually, yes. Yes, I've been told I can say that we are dating. No, that's a thing I can say now. I think I can say it now when people ask. I can say that we're dating. Because she said that I could. So that's a, can I go now? It's
Is
not.
Barney seeing anyone?
I don't. That's some. I'd need to check in with Barney on.
Well, you're his best friend, aren't you?
Yes. But I haven't established rules of discussing his relationship status yet, and that's a very good reminder. So thank you very much for reminding me of that. I shall check in with him, and then I'll update you if I can update you. Thanks very much, Gail, for the reminder. You're a great Ravenclaw. If I could give you points, I would, but I have to go now. Thank you, and bye. I rush off.
We see the camera sort of looking over Alex's shoulder, like leaving Gail. She's, like this tiny dot, like rushing off, and Alex, like, rushing as fast as he can towards the camera. The camera, like, unfocuses on Alex's face, and then it, like, focuses on Gail for a second. And we see, like, a wry smile on her face as Alex rushes off. Alex rushes off towards the kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
Maisie, you were sort of cleaning up a little bit.
Yeah, heading back to the dorms to just have a wash, basically.
Okay.
Anxious sweat.
You are back in the dorms, just trying to clean up and whatnot. And are you rushing?
Yes.
Quick and quiet,
I'm
please.
I'm trying to balance not doing what I did when I was trying to put my books away in charm. So I'm trying to rush, but not so much that it holds me back. So I think there's like spells where I'm like doing things really quickly, and then I'm like, stop and breathe, like Olive told me to breathe. Stop and breathe, don't go too quickly, and then like slowly, and then eventually getting faster and faster again. So it's this like weird cyclical anxiety speed situation going on.
Sure. Go ahead and be quick and quiet for me.
This is with a relationship or no?
No. Okay. I'm going to assume you're being quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're sort of like rushing to clean up and whatnot before this situation with the date. I think Lily probably comes into, the bathroom, Lou, and she says, "Oh, hi, Maisie. Sorry."
Hi, Lily. No. Wait, why are you apologizing to me?
Well, you look like you're busy.
Oh, no. It's fine. I am. I'm just trying to get ready as quickly as possible. But you don't need to apologize for being here, Lily. Don't apologize for your presence in this world.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just
Are you nervous?
a little bit, very actually. Yeah.
Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
Thanks, Lily. It's gonna be okay. It's just like a regular hangout.
Yeah.
Do you think I look okay like this? Maisie is wearing exclusively black, not robes, nothing Hogwarts related, but it would be quite hard to tell the difference. Like, it's just exclusively black and relatively shapeless. Do you think I look okay like this?
Yeah, you look great.
Thank you, Lily. I think I'm ready. Do you have any date tips?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I guess some of the things that Albus did before he saw Scorpius.
What did you do?
He brushed his teeth a lot.
Okay, well, I have brushed my teeth because I know that it's important to be fresh, and I had a wash.
No, but for him, like 10 minutes.
Oh. Do you think I need to brush my teeth for longer then? I did like a
Surely
normal
not, but
2 minutes.
that's what he did. And then...
Oh, maybe that's a boy thing.
Maybe. They are stinky.
Yeah, they are.
And then... he spent a long time with his hair.
Oh,
Your hair
I
looks
don't
great.
really-
I'm not saying yours looks bad. I'm just saying what he did.
Thank you. Okay, so it's like I pick and choose. Like, they're the options, and then you have to pick which ones are right for me. Okay, I've got it. All right, I'm ready, Lily. What else did he do?
He kept trying on lots of clothes.
Well, yeah, all mine kind of look the same, so don't think there's much point in me getting changed, to be honest. So well, I'll do a no on that one. Okay.
Okay. And then just be yourself. That's what everyone says, right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure who
Probably
else I
say
could
it.
be, but
Probably say it for a reason.
I guess they do. Thank you, Lily. And I know I've already said it, but also thank you for the thing before. And we're good to keep that quiet, right?
Of course.
Okay. And I'll let you know as soon as it's time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I lean forwards and give Lily a really big hug.
She hugs you back.
Alright, time to go. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Okay. Alright. I calmly walk through the dorms and out. I'm trying to not necessarily avoid people, but like nod, and when you're kind of in a rush, you've got something to do and you don't really have the time to like stop and exchange pleasantries with people, so it's just kind of like a okay, yeah, and like make my way out and down to pick up the picnic basket.
Sure. You open up the portrait. Oh, hello, dear.
Oh, hello, Lady Magnolia. It's nice to see you.
Look at you. You look so nice.
Oh, I
Any
do?
big plans for this evening?
I'm just going to have some food. Have you got any big plans for this evening? How are those songs coming? I'd love to hear one again sometime. Unfortunately, I can't stop right now, but maybe when I come back later, you could treat me to one.
Oh dear, thank you. You're so kind for remembering. I look
yes.
forward to practicing. The Count,
Okay.
of course, has been requesting some songs of me as well.
Great. I'm really sorry, but I do have to rush, but we'll catch up later, okay?
Oh, of course, dear. And make sure you don't run too fast, especially on a full stomach.
I won't. It was nice to see you. I do this very awkward sort of half curtsy, get halfway down and then realize what I'm doing is really ridiculous and sort of come back up again. And turn around and disappear.
You rush off. Meanwhile, Rosie.
Yeah.
We find Rosie chasing down some people that have stolen some food from the carefully placed picnic basket that she has prepared for Alex and Maisie. And I need appropriate music for this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Perfect. I'm just, I don't think that she's moving particularly quickly. It's not her specialty, but I do think that she's taking old pieces of food from her cloak while she half runs and yelling and throwing it down the hallway at them. Bring it back! I was up till 4 in the morning! Ugh! It's like half a cookie, it crumbles in the air. Those for my friend! Ugh!
Make a convince roll, and you can add food since you're using food.
Okay. I'm very convincing.
I think you launch a cookie probably harder than you've ever thrown a cookie before in your life. You clonk one of these goofball Ravenclaw kids in the back of the head. Ouch! Oh! Hurt!
Stop walking. See, of course it's chocolate. What do you mean it's a cookie? Stop right there. Stop it. Did they stop moving or are they still going?
Yeah, the cookie broke apart and smacked in the back of this kid's head. The other kid sort of rushes off the other direction, "Oh, you coward!" Ow! You didn't have to throw it so hard.
I was up till 4 in the morning. I made a 3-tiered cake, 2 specific meals for my very good friends going on a date, and you put your grubby little, probably unwashed hands in there.
Well, why'd you leave it out?
What do you mean? It was tied with a ribbon. Is that your ribbon?
It wasn't tied with
Is
a
your
ribbon.
favorite color? It has a ribbon on the outside. Wait, hold on. Can I do an I read about that I know what Alex and Maisie's favorite colors are?
Shh. I don't think you have to. I feel like you just know that.
Wait, hello, in Zacchaeus, what are Alex and Maisie's favorite colors?
Maisie's is green, dark green, like an emerald green.
You're very quiet. So quiet.
A royal blue.
Royal blue. Okay, they were royal blue and emerald green. Specific shades.
Ow. There wasn't a ribbon on it, I swear.
Okay, first of all, you shouldn't swear. You shouldn't swear, especially when you're wrong.
I'm not.
Do you want me to take you back to the kitchen so we can take a closer look at the ribbon on the outside?
That's fine. There wasn't a ribbon.
It's a big bow on the outside. Even if there wasn't, you just walk into places and you find a picnic basket and you open it up and you say, these look like 2 specifically wrapped meals on a blanket. with a heart stitched on it. I know what I'll do. I'll eat it. You think that's okay?
I thought it was just part of dinner or something.
You eat dinner outside the kitchens normally as a Ravenclaw?
No,
That's
but
where
I've
you eat
seen
your-
plenty of Hufflepuffs do it.
They go into the kitchen. That is the storage room you were in. You were just putting your grubby little hands in boxes and things.
Okay,
You know
okay,
what?
I'm sorry.
All you have to do is apologize.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. What's your friend's name? What's your name?
Trevor?
No, can I read between the lines? I think he's lying.
Sure.
Fine, Trevor. Fine. And what's your friend's name?
Charlie.
Like so obviously thinking. Okay, Trevor and Charlie. I'm not gonna forget your faces. Names aren't forever, but your faces. And I will see it and I'll remember it. And you know what? And then I'll find out who your parents are and I'll write them a letter. And if you don't have parents, I'll find out who your guardians are and I will write them a letter.
It was just
I'll
one
tell 'em what you
cookie.
did. It was just one cookie? There's not even cookies in that basket. Did you put your hands on the cake I made?
No.
Trevor, what did you take from the basket?
I don't know. I just kind of grabbed something. It was sweet. Sort of had like a cookie texture. Was it just like a really sweet biscuit?
You put your hands on the cake. You put your hands on my cake. I mess up. Making a 3-tier cake till 4 in the morning. You put your grubby little Ravenclaw hands in it. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
What year are you in?
4th year?
Okay, Trevor. Thank you for this information. She's just gonna turn on her heels and walk away.
If it makes any difference, it was really good.
Trevor? Not another word. She's gonna cry on her way back to the kitchen.
You start to make your way back. Alex,
Uh-huh.
you arrive at the picnic basket, you think? It's kind of opened. It's sitting on some barrels and stuff.
Why am I from the kitchens?
Make a quick inquire roll.
No. With my relationship with the basket?
No?
It's a 2.
Alex, you arrive at the basket. It's like opened a little bit. You can see that there's like a one side of it's kind of like opened.
I grab my wand and I approach the picnic basket carefully.
You approach the picnic
Looking around
basket
the room carefully. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I'd
Would
like
you
to notice
investigate?
something.
Or
Yeah, investigate's better, I think, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I'm looking for things. I shall investigate. 9.
you can ask me some question.
My primary concern right now is, are there any traps?
No.
Okay, good. Then I'll walk over to the basket and just slip my wand just under the lid that's slightly open and throw it open and step back at the same time, like a jump back. Okay, when nothing happens, I'll go up on my tiptoes and try and peer over into it from like further away, like pointing my wand still.
There are things in the picnic basket. Looks like food. Some silverware.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna just I'm just gonna just stand next to the basket then. I'm close the lid over and just stand there and just wait. Just tuck my wand away.
You're waiting for a few moments. And you can start to see Maisie headed your way.
I'm like flustering down the hallway. Okay, just breathe. Just carry on breathing. Oh. Hi.
Hello.
I was trying to get here before you, so I could pick up the basket and then you wouldn't have to think about it, but
I tried to get here in case you were here waiting for me. I only just showed up. I investigated the basket. There doesn't appear to be any traps, and it has food and silverware inside it, so it's a basket of stuff. I think it's our basket. We should go. We should. That's
Yeah.
everyone's here. Yep, 1, 2. That's us, and a bell tower, and we can head up there.
okay, that sounds
Yeah.
good. I'm not very good with directions, especially with the staircases, and it's a long way up. So maybe you could lead the way.
Yeah. I grabbed the basket. Yeah. I can do that. We'll go across the viaduct.
Okay. Do you want me to hold anything? Is there anything like heavy in there that I could like maybe, and then we could split the way. I'm not saying that you're not strong enough. I'm just trying to say that
It's
I could
fine. I got it. I got this part. There'll be another part. You can claim some other part.
okay. All right. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Start heading towards the bell towers via the viaduct.
You start to head out from the area. Rosie.
Yes,
In the distance, you can see Maisie and Alex walking off with the picnic basket.
I am not going to follow them. I'm just gonna dejectedly walk back into the common room because as much as Rosie wants to follow them and replace the cake that grubby little Ravenclaw put their hand into with another layer of the cake, she knows that they don't want to be interrupted and she's trying to respect their date boundaries.
Is Rosie like walking back and forth, like pacing, like
She's got like her hands in fists and she's just like outside of the Hufflepuff common room just like and then turning. I think she probably actually goes into the kitchen to like whip something up angrily just so that she, you know, mashed potato to feel something.
all right. Alex and Maisie walk off. Clem and Olive. Are you just at dinner right now?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. I
Barney
think I'm
is there
probably
as well.
yeah.
Barney is currently shoveling way too much food onto a plate, trying to avoid eye contact as you both make your way there.
So what do you think they're doing right now?
Probably talking to one another nervously and eating the picnic would be my guess.
Yeah. I've been meaning to ask you, what would be your perfect date? was asking Rosie that earlier, and I'm curious about
What
you.
did she say?
Excuse me, we were having a conversation.
Sorry.
Barnabas. Thank you. That's a really good question. I don't know. I guess I've never really thought about going on a date before. When I try to picture it, all I'm seeing in my head are alarm bells and panic. I'm just seeing the word panic over and over. And I don't think that's a date activity. So,
Yeah, that's fair. How do you feel about like bookshops?
like as a general concept, or
Yeah, I mean, like maybe like what if you were, like I don't know, like what if you were in a bookshop, and then that's where you were like on the date in the bookshop, and maybe there was a place to drink coffee but also read books, and then you were talking about the books that you were reading. Like
Yeah,
stealing glances in the stacks.
I guess. I don't know. I've only ever gone to bookshops to sit and, read by myself. I've never gone and thought about entertaining someone else and, talking to someone else. So, I guess.
Yeah, like, I guess if I were to, just from what I know of you, like, I would imagine that if someone took you to, like, a pet store, like if you went to a pet store and then you got to meet, like, the mice that they had at the pet store, and then you'd, like, leave with the person and maybe you'd have a new mouse, and then you'd, like, bring the mouse to a forest and hang out with the mouse. Just you two and the mouse.
I feel like you've thought about this more than I have.
I mean, don't you? I mean, you don't think about... Okay. It's good
What?
food today. Food
What?
is really good today. Rosie has outdone herself.
You pan over to Barney. Barney's just mouths. He looks like a squirrel. His cheeks are all full. It's great.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm just saying, like, if I were to think about it right now on the spot.
That's really impressive, Clem. You should do something like that as like a service for students who aren't good at being romantic and need date ideas, and they can come to you and be like, I like this person, and then you come up with a date idea. If you just came up with that on the spot, I mean, you could be making some serious money off of that. That's a talent, Clem.
Yeah. No, you're right. That could be good. What else?
Just like James Potter is now in the business of escorting students that are late to class because of Alex.
Yeah, like that. Like an escorting service, but for dates.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have that skill for everyone. I think I, like, just know you super well. I think that's all that is.
Well, I guess for anyone in Swaff, then, you have that skill. Maybe not for everyone in the school, but...
I mean, we could test it out.
That's a good idea. You should see. Oh, Maisie! Maisie said she wanted to surprise Alex for a second date. That's what you should do to test it out. You should help Maisie plan that date. What do you think Alex would like?
Alex. What would Alex like? I think Alex would like to go to the library, but if Maisie somehow found a way to get into the restricted section, I feel like that would be a good... I feel like he would like that.
Do you think Maisie would?
Ooh, good question. Let's see if the picnic goes well.
That would be a very memorable date if Maisie would actually like break into the restricted section. Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. That would be like not only like a date, but that would be like a date in the calendar that we would have to observe every year. Like Maisie broke into the restricted section day.
Oh, we would celebrate and bake a cake and have streamers and you know those things that you go whoo and they go woo and they
the ones that are like purr.
Yeah. We'd do that too and celebrate every year. It would be a day that would bring good luck to all in Swath. The day that Maisie broke into the restricted section.
I think we should definitely do that. So then I think that we need to come up with a plan for how you and me, can help Maisie break into the restricted section.
We could go case the joint now.
I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Weren't we supposed to be doing a group thing tonight?
Alex called them friend dates.
Well, we're on a friend date, you know? We're you and me. We're friends. We
Olive
can date.
leans over Clem and kind of like looks at Marnie expectantly.
Do I have food on my face?
No, you don't have food on your face, Barney. Did you not maybe want to address earlier?
Not really.
Right then. It's going to be a fun group date tonight.
No, actually, I had a lot of work to do. So I thought maybe I would, just wait for, Alex to come back. In the common room. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what you want to do.
Okay. So you two have a good friend date, and I will see you later. Bye.
Bye. That was weird.
He's acting weird, right?
Yeah, he's acting weird. Do you want to go to the library?
Well, I think we're supposed to wait for Rosie, right? Since the four of us were supposed to hang out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sounds good. We can do that.
Should we just...
Huh? Go ahead. Sorry.
Should we just wait here, or should we go find her?
We can go find her if you want to be proactive about it.
Sure.
Okay.
Not very hungry anyway.
Cool. Can I ask you a weird question?
Is there any other kind of question?
Well, I think that there's probably like good questions and then like fun questions, maybe.
I think weird can be good and fun.
Okay, I like
Is
that.
this one not good or fun?
I wanted to apologize if I made you feel weird when I joked about going on a date. I didn't want to make you feel weird or like uncomfortable or anything. Like I totally get, obviously, like it's like a weird idea to go on a date with me, so I get that. And it was weird that I said it, so I'm sorry about that. So I didn't mean to make you feel weird.
That's not really a question, Clem. Were
That's
you...
fair.
I just don't... Just feels like everyone's growing up so quickly, you know?
Yeah.
It feels like now everything's about dating and liking someone, and I thought it was just going to be another school year. So you didn't make me feel uncomfortable or anything. It's just sometimes when people talk about dates and stuff like that, I get this feeling like I'm going to throw up a bit. And like suddenly I have a fever and feel very uncomfortable and just want to shake everything off, like a hippogriff when it gets too wet, you know, and it just thing.
Yeah.
That's not you. That's just me feeling uncomfortable with hearing that kind of stuff in general. So I don't think you have to feel bad about that.
Okay. Cool. I will try to minimize the amount of dating talk.
It's okay. I mean, you can talk to me about stuff. If I get quiet or seem a bit uncomfortable, it's not because I don't want to joke back or be there for anyone. It's just that I feel a bit like a snake that wants to shed its own skin anytime someone says something about that. Which is kind of a me thing and not a you thing, so.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what people do for people they care about. They try to avoid making your skin fall off. You know, like, I care about you, and I don't want you to feel uncomfortable for my own comfort. I'd rather you feel comfortable first.
It's a lot about comfort.
Yeah,
You said the word
that
comfort
kept-
like 10
Yeah, it came
times
to
in that
mind,
sentence.
yeah. I know.
Yeah, it was a lot. I think we should be more concerned with you feeling comfortable. You seem
No,
very...
it'll never happen. Don't worry about it. That's a lost cause. You can just let that one go.
Yeah, I get that too. Well, I guess in the meantime, if you need an outlet to talk about dating and stuff, you can just funnel all that energy into planning the date for Maisie and Alex, and we can figure out how we can help them break into the restricted section. And it's like all of the fun of doing the date stuff with none of the anxiety of having to be the one doing it or involved in it, you know?
Totally. Exactly. I'm into that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah?
Should we go find Rosie so that we can... Wait, do we want to tell Rosie, or is this a you and me operation?
What, tell
The
Rosie
restricted
about the restricted section?
Yeah, the plan for the restricted section.
Yeah, I mean, she wanted to do the picnic basket, so she will probably want to help here too.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think she cares much for the library, so I can't go. You know, I don't know if she will actually want to come with us, but at the very least, you know, letting Swaff know.
Yeah, good plan. But we have
She
to
can-
keep it a secret from Alex
She
and
can
Maisie.
keep
Oh.
lookout outside
Yeah.
of the library.
That's true. And then she can just shout inside, "Someone's coming!" You know.
That seems like it would go over very well.
Good
Yeah,
for our plan. Sneaky.
absolutely. Nothing says sneaky like Rosie shouting into the library.
Yeah. That's what
Olive's
the
gonna, like-
Swaff is sneaky with. Oh yeah. Sorry. What?
Olive's gonna like clap Clem on the back and put her arm around her and do the thing where you like bring someone's head in next to you and go, "Let's go make a plan to break into the restricted section, shall we?
Yes. Let's do it.
Onward."
And upward.
And she's gonna start marching them out of the Great Hall.
You start to walk out. We get the camera moving off of Clem and Olive and towards Rosie. And it's like a way different situation.
The mood is different.
Yeah.
The mood, the vibe is off. That's very different.
Yep.
It's just Rosie furiously, like not using any sort of magic, just mashing potatoes, like bits of potato flying everywhere. Dottie's somewhere in the back, like, "Oh no, oh don't, and I'm just like furiously mashing the potatoes.
Like the big, like industrial strength potato
Yes.
masher, you know,
Yes.
has all the wigglies on the end. And you just sort of, you've never seen Rosie smashing potatoes so hard. Violent potato mashing.
Normally, I think her food is made very gently and with a lot of love, and this is a very the food tastes different now. Bitter.
Rosie's kind of like mumbling as she's mashing these potatoes.
I cannot believe that they would do that to me. 3-layer cake. Johnny, it was 3 layers. It was a 3-layer cake. They took the favorite.
What are you talking
plate.
about?
It's nothing. I will solve these potatoes with my tears.
Those potatoes are mashed.
Not messed enough.
Is something wrong?
No, I'm fine. It's nothing. Some stupid sorry, that's not a nice word. Some immature 4th years. Am I?
Dottie waves her finger, and the pot of mashed potatoes starts to float away.
No, I wasn't doing those.
Had quite enough of that.
I was
Start on this one.
okay. Fine. Is it more potatoes?
Yeah.
Okay. Just back at it again. I just my friends went on a date, so I made them a picnic basket, and some 4th years put their grubby little hands in it, and they took a chunk out of a hand decorated fondant covered cake. I made it all from scratch. I was the top tier. I still have the 2 tiers in here. Look at them. They're perfect. I've been keeping them on the shelf just in case something happened. And something happened. I think we should get rid of these potatoes, Dottie. I just got snot in them.
That's a good idea.
I just wanted to be honest. I would have probably eaten them myself if you want to put them in a Tupperware for me.
No.
Okay, I will then. I'm just gonna, I think maybe, Dottie, maybe I need to get some fresh air. I'm just gonna step outside. Can I have a... She's just... Is Dottie holding any food that I can just take from her?
Yeah, she's probably holding, like, I would assume some vegetables that she's just chopped.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a handful of, like, raw carrot and celery and I'm just gonna snack on this on the way out.
I was going to.
Thank you, Dottie. You're such a good listener and I love you. I'll see you later. I feel like it's impertinent to say Dottie does not probably ever say I love you back. But she says it to her every time, like Dottie's her grandmother.
She looks at, like, the kitchen. It's just like a big mess where Rosie was. You know? It's just, there's all this, like, stuff all around, and there's, like, potato skins and stuff, like, on the floor. And Lottie looks at it, sighs, waves her finger. Stuff starts floating away.
That girl.
And as Rosie walks out, we can see Alex and Maisie making their way towards the clock tower. And that is where we're going to take our break. We're going to take a little bit of a break here, folks. If you haven't done so, please make sure you're following all of these wonderful people. They're fantastic role players, fantastic people. Please go give them a follow. You can head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW. Go follow them in all the places. You can also download the system for free. So go check it out. And we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Hang tight for more Witchcraft and Wizardry. Back in just a little bit.
Know you.
We return to find Alex and Maisie making their way to the clock tower. There's a little bit of rain outside. It's not that heavy or anything, but there's just a little bit of rain that's happening. You could probably see, maybe just on the horizon, some lightning rippling throughout the clouds as you're walking, but it seems pretty far away.
Do you like thunderstorms?
I think when it's like been really warm and then you're all cozy and you can hear the rain on the window, I do really like them. Getting stuck in one when it's really cold and you don't have any cover, well, it's a little bit different.
Makes Quidditch complicated as well.
Well, of course. I mean, I forgot about Quidditch. How could I forget about Quidditch? Yeah, it's a bit more complicated when you're, in the sky when it's lightning.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. It's I like it. It's nice. It's relaxing, kind of, a little bit. I don't know, but I like it. It's nice noise, I guess, or something.
Sort of drowns out the thoughts in a way.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, like in a good way. Like, I'm not talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking about talking about stuff. I talked to someone on my way to meet you. Actually, maybe I was accosted is more accurate.
Are you okay?
Oh no! Yeah, I'm just being dramatic. It was a friend. So Gail wanted to walk with me. And I told her that I was in a rush because I had a thing.
Right.
And then I told her that it was a date with you and we're dating.
Oh. You told her?
Well, you told me that next time she asked that I was to tell her, so I told her.
I did. And you did.
Yeah, and then she asked about Barney. If Barney was seeing anyone, and I said I haven't established the terms of discussing relationship stuff with other people with Barney, because you should always talk to other people before you talk to other people about the other people want to talk about. So I said I would do that and get back to her. So
that sounds nice.
I have a feeling that she's, I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable when she talks to me. So like I don't know if she's wanting to tell a bunch of people or something, be the first to get the official news or something, so she may tell like everyone. So you're probably gonna hear people talking about it, giving us looks, asking questions and all that stuff, but I don't really care.
I kind of like it.
Oh, really?
I mean, like that people would know that maybe you're my person and I'm your person.
Yeah.
Kind of like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is that weird?
No, no, I don't really thinking about other people all that much.
Oh, I think about other people all the time. Like, you know, what are they thinking and how do they feel?
Yeah, I do that, but I mean not with you.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. That's just how I feel. I only really care what you think about us rather than what everyone thinks. It's only really you that matters, right? Is that a bad thing? Or
No.
no? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I'm good.
Oh.
So Rosie made us the picnic, but should we have a snack?
Yeah, but I just first I just need to say that I know it's not easy for you to talk about stuff.
Yeah, but...
And no, I just thank you for talking about stuff. It means a lot to me to know those things. Oh, I mean, it means a lot to me that you think those things, but also that you would tell me and trust me and share it. And
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't. I mean, cool.
cool.
I didn't think. I just told you, like it just happened. It's like you're here, and then I just feel like I can. So.
And you can. So about that picnic.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here. Yeah. Here we go. I think. Does it seem like there's? I thought she would have give us more than. You know how Rosie is.
What do you mean? Let me.
I turned the basket round. There's Well, maybe we got there too early and she was still filling it up.
No, that doesn't sound like Rosie. Where food is concerned, she always gets it right and on time.
That's very true. Maybe we can make her think classes are food.
Think what, sorry?
We can make her think that classes are food, and then she'll get it right and on time.
But if she got it right and on time all the time with classes, then I don't know. I would wonder who the imposter is. No, I'm not trying to be rude. I love her so much. But it's just, I love her for all of her stuff. And that's part of her stuff.
Right, that's, yeah. It's, yeah. Yeah.
Do you think we're too close to the bell? Are we gonna get deafened by the...
No, I think
strikes
they have it enchanted or something so that it's, it's a skill. I think that they have to be careful. I just assumed it might have been a bad idea. I'm sure they do. I'm sure it's happened before. Someone was up here when the bell went off and they took precautions. It'll be okay.
Well, maybe if we see it start to move, we can just put our hands over our ears and sing a song and pretend that we can't hear it. I don't think that will work, but it's worth a try.
It's an option.
Is here a good spot, do you think?
You're just passing the quad right now.
I thought we'd made it up to the clock tower by now.
We made it to the tower, sorry.
Yeah.
So you're probably like really close to the clock tower. But you've just sort of exited the quad.
Okay.
Okay.
And you are making your way towards the clock tower. Are you like digging around inside the picnic basket, or?
Yeah. I'd opened the lid up to take a look and was rummaging through.
And I think I've probably taken the blanket out by now and put it over my arm.
So, interesting thing. There's no cake in here.
So I have some bad news.
Oh, what's the bad news?
I think Rosie's going to be very upset. That's the bad news.
Why? Did we do something?
I don't know if we done something, but there's no cake in this basket.
Oh. Can I roll a notice something to see if I can see any...
Investigate.
Yeah, about... Is this with Rosie? Relationship with Rosie? I want to know if it looks like it's been tampered.
I think this would be with Alex. So looking together through the basket, you can ask me 2 questions.
Is this investigate or notice something? Sorry.
That's up to you. I think in this context, investigate made more sense.
Okay. Is there anything strange physically about this? I guess, does it look like it? I'm trying to find out if it looks like it's been tampered with or if we can find any evidence of that, basically.
Doesn't look like it's been tampered with.
What is the second question going to be? I'm really torn. Like, player-wise, I'm really torn between, is there any remaining magic here? Or is there anything of use here? Like, I'm not sure. But I don't think Maisie would immediately jump to magic. I think she would consider something that Rosie might have put together or left. So yeah, is there anything of use here?
There's no note or anything from Rosie in the picnic basket.
Well,
That seems strange.
how long do you think it was outside the kitchen for?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe
Why?
somebody. Well, I thought maybe it would be like a puzzle or something, you know, like Rosie's really good at like coming up with fun things to do, and she definitely said that there would be cake, and I know that was Rosie doesn't mess around when it comes to food, especially cake or potatoes. So there must be some foul at play here, you know?
Well, it was by the kitchens. And that is by the Hufflepuff common room.
Well, what do we have in here? Because I'm sure we could make something of it.
I think there's enough that we won't be hungry, so
Well, that sounds great.
yeah, that's all that I really. That's all.
Does it look like lots of other people have touched it?
I don't know.
So there, if you're rooting around in the basket, there is the blanket that Rosie told you about, that her and Clem made. And there's a lot of like biscuits and cookies and things, like little snacks. And they're sort of like bound up in these little packages. And there's also some stuff from like Honeydukes. No cake or anything. And no note from Rosie.
Has Rosie been to Hogsmeade recently?
Did we pick up the wrong basket?
Maybe.
What are the odds that there was a different basket? No, but then the blanket. How do we know that's the blanket that she made, though?
Are the initials still there? Luxie, are the initials still there on the blanket, or did you take them?
Rosie's ripped the initials out of the blanket with her stitching remover, but there's still a big heart in the middle. There should be, if it's the correct basket.
There's a heart there.
This looks like Rosie's work. You know, she's always doodling like little hearts and stuff in her margins and in her. Have you seen her textbooks? All over her textbooks. Personally, I think it's an improvement, but I don't think the professors feel the same, which is a shame. It's brightening up the studying process, that's for sure. So I think it's the right basket, but maybe not the right food.
Well, I wasn't really here for the food anyway.
Me neither. You know, it could have been a talking point, but it's about you, not about the talking point.
Right. Well, we've got it in it. We have the great mystery of the picnic basket. That's a talking point. We've been talking on that point. Was I supposed to bring other talking points?
Bring them? No. Let's just...
Get to the door of the clock tower.
Should we knock?
I don't think anyone lives here.
Okay.
Polite though. What if a ghost is back here relaxing?
The rain has started to die down.
Do we want to? No, outside's the grass will be wet and it's not very private, right? But it stopped raining. I was just thinking.
I think the clock tower sounds nice, but we have a blanket. I don't think we'd get too rained on. What would you prefer?
I'm really. I don't really have a preference. Well, everyone's gonna know anyway, right? Should we show that we don't care and we're not trying to hide it? Is that a better thing to do? Because then people can't, like, try and make fun of us for it or something. If we're just open about it and stuff, and
Why would people make fun of us?
people like to do that when people are happy for some reason. I don't know, and it happens. It's like the same kind of people who would hurt Barney or break into the school and hurt people and things and turn people into stone and make them drown in water.
Alex, I would just like to be with you. Like, and not anybody else. I knock on the door to the bell tower. And I put my ear to the door.
Nothing.
I open it. Is anybody here?
No ghost of the tower, then.
I pull out the blanket and do the shake the blanket out when you're trying to put one down and straighten it out before it lands on the floor. Do that.
We should. They want to head further up.
Sure. Lead the way.
We can just get a good view. I think we can peer out from. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. I'm sure I did a bit of exploring just in my first year, so I'm pretty sure I remember a good spot up here. There's a window that's got a nice white sill. I thought it would be good for hiding away and napping, but I guess it's good for a date. It's one of my hiding spots, so you can't tell anyone.
I won't.
Okay. No, it's our hiding spot.
Shake out the blanket. Find a spot. Sit down. Both of you please make a resist influence roll for me.
Why must you do that?
With a relationship or...
Yes. Okay.
I open the picnic basket. Should we eat this, or I feel like maybe it's better safe than sorry.
I agree. We should just, and also it will make Rosie happy because we can say we realized that wasn't what you intended, so we left it so that we would experience the full Rosie experience.
And she had other tiers to the cake, so maybe we can have cake with Swaff and
when we get back, yeah. Right.
And ask them to see if there was anything they could find about the basket. You know, many minds makes a chef or something.
A chef. An encheftigator. it's an investigative chef, an investigator. I was just. Yeah, that's what Rosie would be if she was a detective and chef.
I think she's already that, even without the formal title. Rosalina Earthcloud. This is where you say the
Chef Degator at Slaw. Or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
The view is beautiful.
It is. It's nice. See a lot. It's relaxing. And not many people come up here, so it's yeah, just us.
Do you ever think about the world and how small we are, and just like zoom out in your brain and see people like tiny creatures, and think about all the stories and experiences that everybody has, and then realize that actually it's quite a small situation what you're going through, but that's a good thing. Perspective. Should I have said that?
That's so when I think how big the world is and how much stuff that tends to not be helpful for me. I try to think about just what I need to write down for an answer to a question, or am I hungry today, or I wonder if I
one petal on one rose in one bunch of flowers instead of a field of roses.
I try to just think about the things right now, the things that I have to, because I already have enough trouble with just me, so I'll let the whole rest of the world just. I can figure itself out a bit, I think.
I don't think you're any trouble at all.
Well, I mean, I don't think I am trouble. I just there's I spend a lot of my energy just on the stuff I already know and think about. So, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Rather,
it's just sometimes there's limited potion to have an effect, so you have to pick which. I'm trying to do a metaphor like you, but I don't think I'm doing very well.
It's okay. I'm basically a seeker and just focus on the one thing that I want to do.
Hey, that's me. I'm a seeker.
Right, yeah. So I guess that's what we have in common. But you're a real seeker and I'm a metaphor seeker.
Does that mean that I seeked you and you seeked me?
I don't know. I feel like I sort of bludgered into you, and somehow you were like, okay, whatever. This is a cuddly bludger or something.
I like side out when he says cuddly bludger. I like just sit a little bit closer. Like,
very, very red in the face. Weather's it's warming up.
Why don't you show some courage, please, Alex? It's your relationship with Maisie.
Sure, I can show courage, ish.
You stand strong, but are still scared of this terror. Choose one from the list.
I think with Maisie, I'm absolutely terrified and everyone knows it, but at least I'm still here. Is the best bet.
Sort of shaking a little bit, Maisie.
He is. I very, very slowly, like, inch my hand kind of up to the like middle of his back. It's like a gentle supportive, not a like, not.
You feel me jump.
Not making an advance here.
Yeah, as soon as you touch me, you feel me jump a bit.
I take my hand off immediately. Oh, I'm sorry. I just.
No, it was a.
I thought it might steady you a little bit. I won't bite. I promise.
No, I just it was I was distracted in my brain, and it just caught me by surprise. That's all.
I wouldn't do it again. I'm sorry.
No. It's you can. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it again.
We switch scenes. Olive, Clem, you're in the library. Headed there for your friend date.
How busy is the library?
Not very yet. People are probably still in the middle of dinner.
Olive's going to walk in the library and kind of do that thing that people who are not good at acting casual do when they're trying to act casual, where they suddenly look like they don't know how to be human anymore. So she's like walking through the library and just weirdly, like, if there's a book on a table, you know, she'll kind of like open it as she passes by and go, and then close it and walk past it again, and trying to act like this is normal library activity as she makes her way to the restricted section.
And I'm following behind, but perhaps at a distance where I'm still clearly with her, but I think I'm far enough back and doing similarly different things that maybe no one will catch on.
Sure.
And then I would like to investigate the, I guess, like, entryway to the restricted section.
What do you imagine it to look like before we do this?
Yeah, I would imagine that it's, what's the word? Like an archway, and that there's no actual, like, door or curtain or anything. Like, you can see into the restricted section, and it looks like you would be unimpeded walking through it, but I think Olive knows better and assumes that there would be some kind of enchantment to put up a barrier or something.
Okay, go ahead and investigate.
Cool.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Clem. Yeah. Okay.
And I scurry forward.
We need code names.
Okay.
We should have thought of that before we came in here.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Will we give each other the code names? What's your code name?
You choose mine and then I'll choose yours.
Okay. Oh, this is really hard. Branch. Agent Branch. I don't know, I just thought Olive Branch.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so yours will be, oh gosh. Tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So we can do that.
That way, if I need to get your attention, nobody will know that we're up to something, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so, I checked it out, and I don't see anything preventing us from going through to the restricted section. Didn't detect any kind of magic or tricks or traps or anything like that. But somehow that doesn't seem right. I feel like they have to have something in place to stop us, right? Should we try?
Well, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We could try walking through, and then what is our reason? We just, I didn't know this was the restricted section, you know?
Yeah. Why don't... Okay, yes. If we get in trouble and anyone, and Olive's gonna start patting down her robes, and she's going to take out, she's just gonna take out, like, a quill that she has on her. And she's gonna kind of do, like, an underhand toss to throw it into, like, past the restricted section, archway.
You toss this quill. Lands on the ground on the other side.
Oh no! I seem to have dropped my quill! And then she's gonna walk through the threshold into the restricted section.
Sure. Begin to walk through the restricted section. Please make a resist influence roll for me. Okay. Choose one. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You take a -1 forward while you are in this room. Something feels odd. It almost feels like you sort of walked through some cling wrap.
Huh. Olive's going to press forward a little bit. She didn't really throw her quill very far, so she's just gonna take like one step and bend down to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen? Did I do it?
You bend down to pick up your quill. It's getting harder and harder to do so as you move forward.
Okay. I think she's going to, now that she's on the other side of that doorway, I think she kind of wants to look around, like, to the areas that she wouldn't have been able to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
Every time you move, it seems to get a little bit more difficult.
Ooh, okay. Can I investigate on this side?
Sure.
Okay.
What specifically are you trying to investigate?
I think she wants to know if there's anything strange on the other side of the door there, aside from, maybe the books looking a little more advanced and intimidating.
Yeah, oh, definitely. There's a lot of books that have, like, locks and chains and stuff on them. Several of the, bookcases have similar things. There's, like, locks and chains on the bookcases themselves. It's very intimidating in general. It's got, like, an eerie vibe, like, the more that you're looking around, there's an ominous sort of feeling here, right? Like, it just feels scary.
Okay. I would like to do something that I haven't done yet this year. We didn't talk about it at the start of this season, but for my like year 3 thing that we can do, thank you, advancement, I chose a gift item. So Olive has had a sneakoscope with her that she just hasn't been using. So I would like to actually utilize that right now.
Excellent. You take out the sneakoscope.
So it's supposed to light up, spin, and make a whirring sound if there's an untrustworthy person nearby. Does it do anything?
Yes. Starts to...
Olive's going to tuck it back into her robes.
It was
and
probably making more noise than you anticipated.
Yeah, I think it's the equivalent of like if your phone goes off in a movie theater and you're trying to like, you know, press it under your jacket or whatever to muffle it. She's realizing like there's so much. I think before she runs out, she's going to try to notice something, if that's okay.
Okay. And by the way, it didn't matter for the last one, but you have a -1 for this.
For the notice something?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
of the earlier roll. Okay. 7.
Is there anyone or anything sneaking around?
I think you saw something moving in the restricted section. It moved right when the whir went off for your sneakoscope.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna move that direction then. Whatever direction I saw movement from, Olive's going to try to follow it.
Sure. Do me a favor and struggle, please. You have a -1.
That means I have a -3 for this roll.
An 8. It's extremely difficult for you, Olive, because with every move you take, it seems to get more and more difficult to move further into the restricted section. But you move forward. Clem, you can see this. Olive is obviously struggling.
Are you okay?
I think Olive's probably not going to say anything. I think she's so focused on seeing whatever it was that you know was out of the corner of her eye. Do I get to pick one for struggle?
Mm-hmm.
Surprise them?
You move forward just far enough to pass one of the stacks. Moving between the stacks, you see a wizard's robe. Looks like a student's. And you can see them rush just out of sight. You definitely heard a female voice. sort of
Did I do when I read about
exclaim.
that?
There was like an exclamation when you moved forward. Probably like a... just under their breath. Oh no.
Can I do when I read about that and see if I recognize the voice or the shape?
Sure. You have a -1. You can ask 2 questions from the I read about that list.
I guess I would say, what does it sound like? Like, does it sound like someone I've heard before?
It does. It sounded like Ashley Indigo.
Okay. I guess for my second question, then I'll say, what does it look like? But kind of specifically, does it match with what I know of like Ashley's height and build? Does it look like her form, I guess?
Yeah, you barely got a glimpse, but you think before you felt this sort of restraint pushing you hard enough, looked like her. Oh. Did we lose you?
Ashley cast Protectus Totalis on her.
Oh, actually.
Mid-question.
Honestly, I want to say if that was her computer, that's really messed up. Oh, she's back.
Oh, she's back. Oh,
I was literally typing. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but it keeps stuttering. So after seeing that it's presumably Ashley, I think Olive's going to make her way back to Clem on the other side of the restricted section.
Yeah, you start to turn around, but it's becoming harder and harder to move. When you walk closer to Clem, it sort of feels like you're all tangled up in something. Eventually, you make it closer to the arch, maybe a step or 2 away. And you can't seem to move anymore.
Can I talk?
Mm-hmm.
Tree,
but Branch,
I'm stuck.
you're stuck
I can't move.
at all. Can you can't leave as well? You can't like walk in the
Can I-
opposite direction?
Can I try to struggle out of it?
You
Like,
can.
try and force it? Would that be a struggle, or?
It's definitely a struggle. And it's at this point that you probably have a -2.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, this spell gets progressively worse. Okay.
Olive's,
See Olive shimmy.
Yeah, she's trying really, really, really hard. Imagine it would be kind of like if you're sat like on your feet and they fall asleep, you know, and then you try and move and you can't power through it. That's kind of what she's doing right now. Like, she's just not in control of her limbs necessarily. What do I do?
Well, so maybe it's kind of like like a quicksand situation, and if I get you a branch, then I can pull you out.
I can't grab onto anything. I can't move.
You can't move at all.
Do you know any spells that could maybe pull me back over?
I guess I could try a Finito Incantatum.
I think there's a spell that I used once that lets you lasso something, and I used it to pull Roger once. Maybe you could pull me.
Yeah, just tell me how to do it.
I don't remember.
Can I roll for I read about that to see if I know how to do that spell?
Sure.
Okay. Is that with my relationship with Olive?
No.
Or is that solo? Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be. What is your relationship with Olive, actually?
It's 1, so it'd be 8.
8. Okay. So, and ask me 2 questions from the list.
Okay, so when I say what does it look like, sound like, smell like, taste like, or what does it feel like? I guess what I'm trying to ask is what do I do? Like, do I know how to do the spell?
Yeah, you remember it. It's a Carpe Retractum. It's a
Carpe
charm
Retractum.
from the second year.
Okay. And what does it do?
It produces a rope of light that is used to pull things towards you, or if something is fixed in place, to pull the caster towards the target.
Sorry, I just want to double check that part. If something is held in place, it pulls the caster towards the target. Oh yeah. I think I know that spell, Olive, but I mean, if you're not, if you can't move at all, then it might just pull me to you, and then we would both be stuck.
Okay, don't do that then.
What if I did Accio? Would Accio work? Or like a Wingardium Leviosa?
I think those only work on objects. I don't think they work on
Rosie
olives.
Wingardium Leviosa me the other day, and I was like floating up in the air. But that doesn't really do much for the... Doesn't really do much for the pulling. Yeah.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how much trouble do you think I'll be in if you have to go get some assistance?
Can I see how far she is away from the quill at this point? The quill that she threw?
Yeah, you can. I'm so bummed because Negs' face froze in a really good place for a second. And, there's another good one. Okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, good. I can screenshot that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, can I see where the quill is from where she's standing?
She picked it up.
Oh, okay. It appears as though we have lost her.
We have lost her.
She's so stuck in the spell that she can't move at all.
Yep. Spell got her camera too. So, you are left with a choice, Clem.
Oh no. I'm left with a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I should get help then.
We switch scenes. switch scenes to Rosie. Rosie,
Yes.
you've just had a moment there in the kitchens. Where are you headed now?
Did we all agree to meet at the library? Was that a thing we agreed upon?
No, I don't think so. I think it was
They just did that by themselves.
Yep.
Okay. Well, did we have a place, Clem, that we were gonna meet, or did we?
I actually don't know. I think we were planning on staying in the like waiting for you to come or going to find you. And then maybe we got distracted and went to the library.
You don't say. Then I don't know. I guess Rosie would probably just be like awkwardly checking like the Great Hall to see if anybody's at the tables.
Okay. So you head inside the dining hall. As you're walking there, you see something that you recognize.
What would that be, Wack?
Shoved behind some of the things probably to like clean up or something for the night in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize a picnic basket.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. Can I just double check that picnic basket is the picnic basket I created?
You don't have to make a roll.
I
Looks
just
very familiar to you.
And if I was to open Rosie opens the picnic basket and everything she sees inside, what does she see inside it?
It's a bit of a mess in there. You recognize some of the things that are in there. The blanket is missing. Looks like there's like everything's been sort of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that you had painstakingly spent time on has sort of been damaged.
Mm-hmm. I know where they're gonna have their date, don't I?
Oh yeah.
She's immediately taking the basket that she just found and headed there because she's concerned that they have no food. And she also is mad because she thinks that the Ravenclaw boys have not only destroyed it, but then come back and hidden it from them. And now she's concerned they're starving to death. That's her first thought, is that they're just going to starve to death in the tower.
You rush off towards the clock tower. Angry at potentially, from your point of view, probably yourself or something for ruining their date in some universe.
Yes. Yeah. Not only do they not have food, but also I have to interrupt them to bring them food. So I'm really, really upset.
You are rushing to the clock tower. And as you make it to the clock tower, you can see some bright lights coming from inside, to the point where there are rays of light that are sort of shooting out from the interior of the clock tower.
I am without a hesitation. I don't think she even realized. She's like, that's what the clock tower normally looks like, and just pushes in.
Rushing up the stairs to the clock tower, you hear a loud boom. And that is where we're going to end the session today.
You know what? I knew you were baiting me for a cliffhanger, but I'm still mad about it.
I'm okay with that. It's part of my job. we're going to go around the room. And we're going to do some shout-outs to wrap things up, as well as our end-of-session stuff. We're still missing a Negs. It looks like her internet died. So we'll get all her stuff offline, and we'll figure it out. Okay, don't worry about that. But our first bit is the traits. Does anybody feel like any of their traits have changed in some way, that they need to change them?
I'm not positive that Rosie is as empathetic as she used to be.
I'm going to disagree with you there.
I just feel like she's angrier than she is empathetic.
I think her
You're
anger
very
comes in
quiet,
from a
Zatanna.
place of empathy, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I think you're angry at people because you empathize with the people they're being mean to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you were angry at the people who messed with the picnic basket because it was gonna wreck our date, and you did something nice and you thought you were really worried about. Like,
Empathetic to a fault is what I'm hearing there.
Loyal. Empathetically loyal. Yeah.
Okay, good. Perfect. All right, well, those are my traits. Then never mind. I will keep them both.
Sounds good.
I'm not sure if Clem, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure she's prideful.
I would agree with that.
yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, I have to think about like what to put in that place, but I
What
just
are
don't
your
feel
other?
like prideful.
Are we allowed to
coming
ask
out.
what your other traits are?
Sure. So it's a negative trait. So skeptical, reckless, aggressive, prideful, and anxious.
Would you say that maybe sometimes Clem is a little clueless?
Do you think she's clueless? Yeah.
I would say she's more clueless than she's prideful.
Yeah,
You're
I would
kind of
agree.
unaware of how other people are perceiving you as Clem.
Yeah, that's well. Yeah, you and me
That,
both.
that would
Clem.
be your that would be your clueless trait.
Okay, I'm good with that. I can do that if everyone agrees on that.
Yep, I agree
I
on
think
that
that
for
sounds
sure.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, somebody
Cool,
also
cool.
said anxious, so.
it's already
I
on
have
there.
anxious.
Alright,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Wanna
So
double
double it up.
anxious. Yeah.
Checks
yeah,
out.
anxious squared.
Alex would have 5.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Okay.
I think mine are good for now. Yeah.
Relationships. Any that jump out? +1, -1?
I think
This is
all
really
of
hard.
my +1.
Yes, I. Oh, sorry, what did you say, Max?
Don't worry about it at all. Go ahead. Sorry.
This is really hard because I think that Alex should get my +1, but we are already on +2, and I feel like it resetting to 0 is like completely doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with that.
I think personally, but it's not my choice. It feels like a +1 to me.
That or
Me?
it could be a +1 to Rosie for making that basket.
Yeah, which would also reset to 0, but I feel like it's
but do
more
you mean
acceptable
that
for that
basket?
to happen. Yeah, because she did a great job. Like, Maisie
doesn't
isn't
know.
fussed by the fact that it didn't work out. Like, she just loves that somebody did something lovely.
But I do see what you mean, Kolo, about the idea that like obviously you guys are closer, so it kind of doesn't make sense to not have a positive 2 with them as you continue.
Yeah, and I know that that's the mechanic, but and it's made more sense in the past. But I feel like if there were any episode where it doesn't make sense for my relationship with Alex to reset to 0, it's 100% this one. So I feel like I have to give my +1 to Rosalina for that set. Is that bad whack? Is that pulling around the mechanics? I just don't feel like
it's
as
absolutely
a player,
meta, and it hurts my feelings completely and totally.
Can I do it anyway? Yeah, can I give whack a -1?
There you
Yeah,
go.
thanks Atuk for saying that. I'll give whack a
sure.
-1.
Sure.
I'm gonna reset my relationship with Rosalina, give her a +1 and pull that back.
What were you at? 2 already?
Yeah, I was at a 2 with Rosalina, so I've pulled it back to 1.
It goes to
Give her
0.
an arrow plus. Yeah, sorry, that is actually what I've done.
Yeah. Okay.
+1,
Yeah.
reset to 0.
Okay. Anybody else?
I saw no one. So I don't know what to do.
But you are panicking about ruining the date.
Yeah, but
So
that's
you
not
could
giving a positive
choose one of
experience
us.
to anyone or a negative. It's just me being mad at myself. If anything, I hate all of the Ravenclaws right now. I'm blaming all of them.
Right, but it might mean that you feel like you've let them down, and that would make you feel less close to them, right?
Can we
So you
have
could pick one of
relationships with
those.
ourselves?
But it'd be a -1. It wouldn't be a +1.
Yeah, and then I'd have to pick which one of you it was. Can we have relationships with ourselves?
Yeah, can you just give
Story of my
yourself a
life.
+1?
I wish I could.
Then you have a +1 forward on all rolls next week. Reminding us all to love ourselves. Do you see what I mean? No?
I also feel like I've changed my mind about giving
You know
that
what?
+1 to Rosie.
Wait, hear me out. I know that it's not somebody I interacted with. It's the only thing I interacted with. What if I gave a -1 reputation to food today?
I'll take that.
Okay, because I think that Rosie is taking out her anger on the food situation.
And that's
But she's just blaming
That's-
food. That I think is pretty on point for
I'll
Rosalina.
do it for today. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
This is very much like a how could this happen to me? You know, like this is a
Yeah.
and it's just
If you could
Rosie
throw
like
that
slow
cake-
motion montage throwing food on the ground.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the cookie.
Okay. Mergs, Legonicus? Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say, Colin?
I was just going to say I've changed my mind because I completely forgot about that interaction with Clem and Olive, and I absolutely think I grew further away from Olive because I screwed that up. You're going to let me change my mind? Wack hates me right now.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Well, funnily enough, I was thinking a -1 for Olive as well, although I didn't react with her, but that's why. Because that growing anxiety of how is this and like my next interaction with Olive going to go? Like, how have I damaged it? Does that mean that she won't want Maisie to be my date anymore? And all that stuff's going around his head, and he is terrified. So, but I think that's the first time I've had a player character get the -2, so that'll be interesting.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Wild.
want to get an XP as well.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Thank you. Class of school rolls, please. I'll just do the one for Olive. If you guys don't mind, I'll roll it from her sheet. Oof. Okay. Let's see. I will roll for Olive here. Does she have a bonus? Nope. Okay. Alrighty. Looks like I earned the Gryffindors some points there. Okay. Good thing. Because, let's see, Clem was the first one? Or Rosie? Was that the first one?
I think I was, yeah.
Okay. Alright, let's start with the Hufflepuffs. 5 points from Rosie. And another 5 from me. And last one. Okay, 10 points for me, 15 points for Hufflepuff this week. I desperately needed those points.
Okay, see, that comment was unnecessary.
Yeah, it probably was. Okay, Clem. Clem Unfortunately, -5. Maisie with a +5 evens out, and then Olive rolled for Olive for 10 points for Gryffindor. Okay. Next up, Alex, 10 points for Ravenclaw. An 11 for me is 10 more points for Ravenclaw. Oh my gosh. And a 9. So 15, 25 points for Ravenclaw. Wow. That was a big boost. Very nice. Did I do that math right? I did not sleep at all last night.
You did.
No, but did I actually do the correct math on the stream? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay. All right, good. Thank you. That's how many brain cells I'm functioning with today, folks. A 7 for Slytherin. And for me. And let's see, Lillian and Cornelia. That's 20 points for Slytherin. Whoa. Whoa. A lot of points today. A lot of points. Okay, Slytherin and Gryffindor tied for first place. Ravenclaw in second, and Hufflepuff in third. Hanging on, though. Hanging on. All right. Good job. Let's do our shout-outs and our downtime moves. Let's start off with Murgles, since she seems so happy.
I'm very happy. I'm super happy. Hello. I'm Murgles. I'm going to... What am I going to do for my downtime? This is a good question. I think I would like to study. See, I feel like I pick studying all the time because I don't see Clem doing much else, to be honest. Like, she's definitely not playing Quidditch. I guess she could practice spell casting. Like, trying to cast spells to save her friends from
Like a
the
Carpe
restricted
Retractum?
section. Yeah. Okay, let's test that out. Let's see how it goes.
A 9. Okay, practicing spellcasting with a 9 gets you to swap one spell from your spell bank with one that you don't currently have.
Cool. So I'm going to get rid of Locomotor Mortis and replace it with Carpe Retractum.
There you go. Good job.
Look at me.
Who are
Thank
you? Where
you.
can
Oh,
people
yeah.
find you and all that good stuff, nerds?
Hi, also I'm Murgle, so you can find me on Twitch. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm making an animated film from scratch, so if you're interested in how 2D, hand-drawn, traditional, original animation gets made, you can come check me out. And that's me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Zagonicus, you're looking very intent.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for my downtime move. I think I will do... social activities, I think. That seems the most...
Apropos.
Yeah, currently. Okay.
An 8.
+1 or a -1 to a relationship. Ooh. I will give a +1 to Headmistress McGonagall, I think. Just because I think she, like, I'm familiar with her now. You know what I mean? Like I kind of starting to understand how she's scary and why. And she kind of knows me a bit more and knows, you know, that I get up to stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, that's me. That was Alex. And now I'm
to envision. I'm trying to envision the social activity that you have that you have done with
Headmaster's
McGonagall. Yeah. And it's
Just hanging out McGonagall's hallway, waiting for her to come out her door.
She notices Alex
hi,
and gives her a plus one.
I was wondering.
How to make the perfect sausage sandwich, and she loves it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually good.
Anyway, hi, I'm Zgodicus. You can find me in all the internet places. It's Zgodicus on all of those. I'm here on Table Story on Sundays for Ungodly. It is an ungodly amount of fun. It's not family friendly. It's very, very silly. There are some dark themes and jokes and stuff. It's madness. It's very hard to describe specifically. I can only describe how it feels. But there's 2 episodes of that out already, so you can check that out. I promise you, you will laugh at least once. It might not stop, though. That's the only thing. It is hilarious. I'm not just saying that because I'm on it and I'm hilarious. There's other hilarious people too, but their names aren't important. Yeah, that's me. He's got to check me out. Thanks. I love you. Bye.
Thanks, buddy. Good shout out.
Yeah, thanks.
Colo, why don't you go next?
Hello. I would also like to do some social activities for my end of session role.
Okay. 9, you can do the same
Happy
thing.
days. Yeah.
+1 or
Do
a
I need to
minus
say
1.
what I did?
You do not have to if you don't want to.
Yeah. No, I will. I think I hung out with Lily, so my +1 is I'm gonna put a +1 to Lily. We had a interaction earlier, and I think it was kind of a continuation of that. It seemed friendly, and I also think that if she was a player character, there was a capacity today to consider her for a +1. So I feel like it makes sense to continue that and hang out with her. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Golo. It's nice to meet you. I have started playing Stardew Valley for the first time this week, and I'm definitely not addicted. So if you'd like me to come and see me continuously play Stardew Valley, you will definitely find that all over my channel. If you missed it, I released a video on YouTube today, new video, which is like just a very short recap of what happened during the first time of me playing it, which is a whole load of chaos. Anyway, I loved it. It would be great to see if you want to come and hang out. What else do I need to tell you? Probably lots of things that I've completely forgotten. But yeah, come hang out. Also, because she's not here and our internet died, I'm going to tell you that Negorix is celebrating 5 years of streaming tomorrow. And you should 100% go and hang out and wish her congratulations, because she's great.
You definitely should. Check out twitch.tv/Negaorix, Negaoryx. Thank you so much. Make sure you're following and supporting as well.
I should say as well, because I always forget to say this, and there's quite a lot of people that come to me and they're like, I thought you were twitch.tv/Colo. It's not me. It's hello. It's Colo in all of the places. Yeah.
It's probably my fault for just calling you Colo all the time. I should call you hello, it's Colo every time I speak to you.
I totally prefer Colo, but I'm aware that that just gets a bit confusing when people think it's /. Anyway, come say hi. It'd be great.
Thank you so much. Hello, it's Colo. Luxie Games.
Hello, you, hold on. I've been waiting for this whole time. Hold on. Hi! I'm Negaorix, and I'm so sad that I couldn't be here for the end of stream, but tomorrow is my 5-year anniversary stream on Twitch, and I would love for you to be there. Tomorrow is the 16th. You can find me at twitch.tv/Negaorix. Did you also know I'm a very talented voice actress, video game streamer, and host? I'm incredible. Really, you should also see everything I do. Thank you. I can't be here to roll to join a club, but you probably could roll to see if Negaorix joins a club.
I could do that, but I feel like it'd be a misrepresentation of her possible roles. So I'm going to make sure that she makes that role.
That's fair. Have a great day. Thanks for having me. Oh my god.
Thank you so much,
looks
Snag.
great. She looks amazing, really.
Yeah.
That shade of green is particularly lovely. That's not a used sock. Hi! My name's Lexi Games. Hi, Jane. It's okay. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. Give me a second. I'm gonna do my end of session move. I'm gonna work a job. What's new? I think that Rosaline is putting in hard work.
Okay.
Trying to not think about it. Not think about it. Is it 2d6?
2d6.
8
galleons.
Man, I was at 69 galleons.
Nice.
Okay. Anyways, hi. Lexi Games. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I have like the busiest next 2 weeks of my life. I'll run you through it. Are you ready? Tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, I am raising money for St. Jude with GCX. I'll be doing that. And then on the day after that, I'll be playing The Sims. I'm sponsored by Nair, which will be really cool. Then I'm probably gonna start the Jedi Fallen Knight. And that'll be fun. And if I don't do that, I'll play some cool new indie game demos. And if I don't do any of that, you can find me on Twitter or TikTok, mostly TikTok. I am vulgar, and if you are here because you're a child, do not come to my stream, but it's nice to see you here. Also, this is a shout out for Yorick, who only watches the tabletop games I'm in. Nobody wants you here, including all these people. All right? We don't want you here. Go away, Yorick. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, Yorick.
Bye. Bye.
Be
Thank you,
nicer.
Lexi.
Be nicer.
Thank you so much.
What about you, Whack?
Yes, I'm Wax Steven.
not
I've been
you.
your Headmaster of Doom. I've dragged the players kicking and screaming through the adventure today. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you. Much love to you, chat. Thank you for the love and the support. And all the rage for the way that I have vandalized the date that happened today. I mean, you had to know it was coming. I mean, you had
This
to
is why
know.
we can't have nice things.
Yeah, anything nice. I built a 3-layer cake, Quack.
Listen, I gave you all plenty of happy time. There was plenty of happiness, okay? I just had to sprinkle a little doom in, all right? Just had to sprinkle a
Here
little bit.
we are. We were there just enjoying our slice of life, teen drama, and Wax like, do you know what this needs? An explosion.
Yes. Yes. Because
That's
when you haven't
vintage
slept,
Wax.
that's where my brain just defaults, just exploding things. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much to Hello It's Colo, to Luxy Games, to Mr. Giggles, to Nega Oryx, and to Zagonicus for being awesome role players. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Hello It's Colo. It's the only way I will address you forever now.
I feel like I've done something naughty and my parent is trying to adjust me. Hello, it's Carlo. Come down here this instant. I feel like you're full named. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but thanks, I think.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. And hopefully we'll see you on Thursday for Mistlight. Tomorrow I have my Whack Designs a TTRPG stream going on at 1 p.m. Eastern on my channel, where I am designing an Isekai TTRPG, and it's been a lot of fun. There have been many a brain cell exploded while I have tried to do the design process on stream. It's very brain melty, but I think it's been great. I've really enjoyed it, and I think the viewers have really enjoyed it. So come check it out, and hopefully I'll see you there. Thank you so much for being here. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Or Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
I'm so tired. Good night. Bye.
Bye.